My name is Marko. Some people know me as international student. Some people know me as MK, which stands for missionary kid. Some people know me as TCK, which is called or third culture kid. Some people know me as refugee or Ukrainian displaced person, my legal title. And they would be all right. And I'm so glad to be here with you today. Thank you for organizers to invite me to speak here. And I would like to speak about resilience here with you today. And I really like how Viktor Frankl describes resilience in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. Resilience is the ability to adapt to difficult situations. And in my life, I had to adjust to difficult situations beginning in 2014, when Russo-Ukrainian war has actually started. It did not start a year ago on February 24, 2022. It started almost 10 years ago when Russia invaded the east part of Ukraine and took and occupied our Crimean Peninsula, and it's under occupation at the moment, but soon to be liberated. Yes. And so in 2014, when the war happened, it affected my family as well, because my mom is from the east of Ukraine and we have extended family. And so as we are citizens of Zaporizhia, which is a bit more central, a lot of refugees and IDPs, internally displaced people, were coming through our house, through our community, through our church community, and our city. And as I was a teenager at that time, I was thinking, when we were helping them, and I'm thankful to my parents who have 25 years of experience in working with refugees in different countries. I was watching families having anxiety. They were mentally just paralyzed. You couldn't recognize, you couldn't talk to them as much because they were not able, they were shocked to that extent, right? And so I was reflecting, how can I help them and why am I helping them? And so I'm very thankful to my parents for helping me to properly or correctly interpret and analyze the reality of war, of violence, injustice, losses of loved ones. And unfortunately, one of my cousins passed away on the east because of the invasion. And the first strategy that helped me in the beginning to cope with those challenges and build my own resilience, which I would need a bit later in life when the full invasion happened a year ago, is the strategy of correctly interpreting and analyzing the situation. But then, as we interpret them, how do I face those situations? As it might happen that I have to be in those situations, and unfortunately that's what happened to us, especially to us last year. Facing those situations, how does it look like? For me, it was accepting the reality of cruelty and injustice of this world. But moreover, what builds resilience is realization that it actually can happen to you, not just to other people. And so, being mentally prepared, even though you're never prepared, as I figured last year, along with my family. My dad has been here for a year with my mom, as they were forced to leave. It helps you, at least to some extent, to be equipped with knowledge and tools to help you to react when the situations like that come. And then, how do I deal with those situations and build resilience? And one of the first things that happen, or I happen to think, is grieving. And that's something that I believe a lot of people are avoiding, and a lot of the speakers here who are more knowledgeable than I am, and I'm thankful for you two giving this knowledge and having backup of different researches and everything. Grieving is a very difficult process. It is the ability to let your emotions, to feel it through with your body, emotions, psychologically. It's very hard. It's ability to let you feel the things, but at the same time do not be controlled by those feelings and continue to live. And I'm very thankful that when I came back to Canada from Ukraine during the war last year, as an international student, I studied at Trinity Western University, and I'm incredibly thankful for the community, student body, and executives that have been very encouraging and supportive, meeting the needs that I had at the moment. And so, especially I'm thankful for, as we have a lot of international students, Trinity has more than 80 nationalities of student body. So there are different students who could relate to me on different levels. And so during that process of grieving, surrounding myself with people who could ask me good questions for me to reflect, continue grieving, but continue to think and live, as I was actually finishing my school that semester as well. Also people who were trying to relate, and a lot of them couldn't, but we had people and profs who were messaging me who were trying at least to show that they care, and that is very important to me. And also I'm thankful that our president has created a scholarship for displaced students, and I was the first recipient, but also it creates opportunity for future students who will come to our university to study so that they can study there. So I'm thankful. So also, as the year has passed, last year we have created, as I was part of a resettling process with MMF, it's Multi-Mission Nation Foundation organization, nonprofit here, and we've created a Ukrainian village in Abbotsford. Isn't that wonderful? We have 22 families who live in the townhouse area in Abbotsford, and we're living our life together. And also, as a lot of us are Christians, we created a church, and my dad is a pastor at that Ukrainian Bible church. And would you join me, Dad? I would just want to say in front of everyone that I'm very thankful for you of being supportive coach, my therapist at times, and great dad for supporting me. Would you join me giving a round of applause? I appreciate you, love you. So the third strategy of me building resilience throughout these 10 years is constructive stress management. And as you're sharing about anger management, I will mention a couple of my dimes and thoughts. So as being affected and with those stresses and being traumatized, right? Sometimes I would get freezed and my mind would be somewhere else. But what I found is to do little things, such as making your bed. Life continues. Is grieving in that process, but not letting those thoughts overtake me. I was trying to do just the basics, as much as my mental capacity would allow me to do it. And it would be small steps, small things. And I was trying to celebrate them. And I found that very useful, and I'm highly suggested to people who are in such difficult situations. But the constructive stress management, such as sport activities, walks, reflections, for some people, some of us would be prayer, journaling, maybe songwriting, and also writing poems. But another thing that I found is volunteering and helping others who are struggling with something that you are or you used to. And being one of the resettlement volunteers for Ukrainian Village, I found that listening to people's stories and relating to them as well, because I'm a displaced person myself, grieving together and feeling the community, that we're not alone. We go together, not alone. That's one of the quotes that I really appreciate. And it helps you to slowly to keep living. But it also builds your resilience, because you are not giving up on life and you continue to live with everything that you have. And one of the things, and other things, is humor. The laughter importance was mentioned here today. And culturally, for us as Ukrainians, we express our emotions, and it would be anger as well, expressing it through humor. You see, it's about speaking out and saying it out loud, not holding it inside of you. And I find that very helpful. But also, it's important to be in the circle where people understand that. Living with everything that you have, with those experiences, doing small things and getting to bigger and bigger things that you achieve. I reflect on my life, and when I came in March, and throughout this year, I've been depressed. In October, when my city was shelled a lot and by Russian rockets, unfortunately, it was freezing me, right? I was not here studying at Trinity Western, doing my classes. I was trying to survive mentally, because I'm worrying about what is happening out there with my friends, with my grandma and aunt that are on occupied territories currently. But doing those basic things, sharing with smaller group of people that could relate and support me in the ways that I needed, helped me to slowly come back to life, slowly to start feeling passionate about things. And as the year and a half has gone, I'm becoming more excited about things. But you see, there is a process. All of those strategies and steps, this is the work that we have to put in order to build resilience. Those things build resilience and help us to come back to life and live with our experiences and be stronger than we were. And the last thing that I would like to share is learning as we process things. And we build resilience at the same time, as we're all work in progress here. Would you agree? We have things that we gotta work on in ourselves. I found that learning about the past history of my country, learning about colonization and what was happening at that time, learning what happened during the persecutions of my great-grandparents and my great-grandpa got missing. But also today, learning about people who have gone through similar experiences and how they have conquered their difficulties, how they have passed that and carried with them and coped with and overcome it, right? And so, yeah, those steps of interpreting the situation and also facing it and accepting the facts that injustice can happen in this world, and it happens, but it also can happen to us. And then when those things happened, we grieve, because that's an important process of healing. We cannot ignore it. It's crucial. But we should not go alone. We gotta go together. Reach out for help where we can. And also, we will constructively stress manage ourselves through humor, through those basic things that can help us come back to life and will bring us passion to then help others and make impact in this world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marko.